Can I ask you about? So I know it's a stereotype, but Italians, there's a certain expressivity to them. Whereas Bulgarians, I think we associate them with more Russian style, Balkan style, kind of more cold-hearted people. Is it like that? Was it a contrast when you went to Italy and you found people going like this, what you doing? And then you are like, Matrushki or something, I don't know.
No, I think that Bulgarians are not like Russians, first of all. Like, this is a misconception. So first...
Putting in your heart out.
No, we're not like Russians. Russians are completely like... The confusing part is that we are both... I don't know if Russians are to be considered Slavic people, but let's say so. We gave them the alphabet. Many people don't know that the Russian alphabet is not fucking Russian, it's Bulgarian. And Macedonian says Macedonian, but they were They are Bulgarians. They were Bulgarians. No, we are very similar. So I would describe Bulgarians in this way. They want to be Germans, but they're like Italians.
Okay, so it's not such a big contrast then.
They want to be very organized and they admire a lot Germany. Like in Eastern Europe, they think Germany is like the best country. But they're not like the Germans. They're more like, Bulgarians are more like warm and very like emotional, and I don't know. We're not like Italians, but we are very weird because we're in the southeast of Europe, directly on the border with Asia.
Almost Turkish.
Yeah, next. We were Turkey for a very long time. We were under the Ottoman Empire. And we have this very similar warm thing, respect a lot your parents, respect a lot your family, respect a lot your elder brothers and stuff like that, which is now fading a little bit, but it is like this. But for me, when I went to Italy, I told you, I was so curious about this place that I wanted to learn the most about it. And I really loved it. I remember every time there were football matches before I was going to Italy, I was cheering for Italy a lot. My first big soccer competition I remember was the Euros 2000 when Italy played the final against France and they lost. And I was like, fuck. So no, I was a kid. So with kids, it was fine. After a while, some kids would be mean to me at school. Because Italians feel very, very warm and welcoming, but this is only if you're a tourist. If you're an immigrant, they started fascism, so like they're still very.
Okay, so some of them were saying Benito did nothing wrong.
No, they don't say Benito did nothing wrong. He said he did many good things.
Okay, he did some good things. Now there was this whole thing about mass murder, but there was the trains were on time. Is that the deal or something like that?
We tell them like, what about the Jews? We didn't kill the Jews. We gave them to the Germans.
Okay. Guys, it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's not the same thing. And so people at school sometimes would be mean because there were a lot of news like now of immigrants coming by boat. Back in the days, they were coming from Albania. Now they're coming from Africa. And they would tell me stuff like, you came by a boat. You're a fucking idiot, blah, blah, blah. Some people. But I was always like, that's not true, bro. I came by plane and you probably haven't seen a plane in your life. Because a lot of Italians actually, if they're not from the big cities or if they're not a little bit acculturated, they don't travel a lot. Because it's this very narrow peninsula. So it's very hard to get out of the country by like car or something. So they're very close mentality.
I mean, I guess... I'm not trying to defend them or anything, but when you have the sea always like around 100 kilometers away or something, you can always let's do a trip to the sea. Let's drive 100 kilometers, 60 miles, and we're at the sea. And then we're back. So maybe you live more in this bubble.
Yeah.
Also, food is amazing, let's face it. So it's not...
They do a lot of holidays in the south, but you travel 5-6 hours by car, and then you're still in Italy. So... They're not very open-minded, but with the years when I got integrated and I don't have any accent, if I have an accent, it's like the one that you speak in Rome. Like, people don't know that I'm not... Actually, they're very confused when I start talking to them because I talk Italian like an Italian, but then I say my name, they're like, this is not an Italian name and stuff like that. So, yeah.